Archie.
Charlie Nicholas picks his team of the season so far. Will Gary Holt of Kilmarnock be in it? Martin Geisler meets a man in form and on the brink of international honours.
The puddle, and Paul Wright saved by Gilles Rousset. Superb goalkeeping. It was a great effort by Wright. And how did Rousset keep this out? Kilmarnock threatening again, and Jim Hamilton makes the clearance. Here was the second chance that came Kilmarnock's way. Again, it was Wright, cushioned on the thigh of Hamilton and then hammered away. In from McPherson to Mark Riley. Now Martin Baker. Ali Mitchell is wide of him. Gets the return pass. And juggled by Rousset. And knocked in by Gary Holt. There's a good exchange here. And the ball took a couple of deflections on its way in. Down went Gilles Rousset. Couldn't hold it. And it was calmly rolled into the nets by Gary Holt. Rousset looked as if he had it, and then he lost it. Jim Hamilton setting up Thomas Flogel. Steve Fulton is onside. Chance here for Hearts. Saved by Marshall. Fulton still has it though. And into the side netting. That's good goalkeeping from Gordon Marshall. But the Kilmarnock fans were well impressed with their goalkeeper here, who stood up to Steve Fulton. And that's why he's notched up so many shutouts this season. Good goalkeeping, and the second effort was deflected into the side nets. In from Steve Fulton. Gordon Marshall has missed it. And Gary McSwagan has missed the chance. Reverse pass for Ali Mitchell. Ian Durant is just up ahead of him. He gets it now. What can Durant make of this? Right, and McCoist, chance for Ali McCoist. And he couldn't control the pass from Paul Wright. No one's more annoyed than himself here. He would see this as a real chance to make the points safe for Kilmarnock. If he could have taken control of that ball, he'd a great chance to score there, McCoist.
While Ian Durant's performances have caught the eye, Kilmarnock are far from a one-man team. Gary Holt's contribution has been a key factor, and he's being noticed at high levels. Martin Geisler met up with one of the most improved players in the country.
If you're looking for a good, gritty, hard-working midfielder, but you've got two problems. He loves his team, and everyone else is starting to love him. Gary Holt described this season by our own Charlie Nicholas, among others, as Scotland's most improved player. How does that sit with you? You comfortable with that description?
Yeah, I suppose I am. It's nice the way people are starting to talk about you. You have a good run in the team and that. Playing well, the whole team's playing well, and it's just now certain people are taking notice of us. So I suppose it gives you a boost in confidence when people say things like that. So I suppose you've got to be happy.
I read in an interview with you recently that you feel your job is simply to run about daft on the pitch, destroying people, I think you said, as long as you get the ball. Is it really as simple as that? Is that how you see your role in this team?
We've all got certain areas in the team, like me and Ali Mitchell are workhorses, Matt Riley's the sitting horse, and Durant is the skill. And I think it just complements us all playing really well. So I describe myself as a workhorse that just gets up and down, wins a few errors, wins a couple of tackles and passes the ball off, and I'm quite happy with that.
How surprised have you been, honestly, as to how well Kilmarnock have done so far this season? I mean, if I'd said to you in August that come the new year you'd be pushing Rangers at the top of the league, what would you have said?
Realistically, I think I'd probably be laughing at you, but me being a Kilmarnock fan at heart, I would have said I'd want to be top. But that aside, I think after finishing 4th last year, I was quite happy to be in the top 4, and I think we strive now each year to try and better ourselves, and hopefully finish 4th last year, try and get 3rd, 2nd. You never know what could happen after that, so hopefully we'll just try and stay up that end of the league.
Privately, I mean, every player, every manager will tell you, you never look at what might happen in May, especially not at this time of the season, because there's so many imponderables between now and then. But privately, here in the dressing room, do you discuss it?
No, we have a laugh and a joke about it, but nobody ever discusses it seriously. We have a laugh and a joke and things like you probably die alcoholic poisoning and you won't be able to play again the rest of your career if you win it and things like that. It's just good humour. But I think maybe if we keep it going and into March, April, then I think the nerves and the kind of excitement about it will start to rise and we'll start talking about it then.
Holt's had an eventful life and he's got the artwork to prove it. 5 years in the army where tattoos were the norm, then boyhood dreams started coming true. Further proof of his love affair with Killie will come this summer.
Me and my fiancée Lisa, we're not church people, and we'd agreed, I'd finally given in to get married. Well, we said we wanted to get married and I finally gave in, but we couldn't just get a venue basically. I ain't churchy, she ain't really churchy, so we decided why not Rugby Park, try and centre circle, something different. We both came up with the same idea at the same time. It wasn't like we discussed it. I said to her, "Where's your one?" And she said, well, that's what I was thinking.
So it's not like a childhood fantasy that she's finally had to accept?
No, not really. She's all for it. She's being a Kilmarnock fan as well. So next 29th of May, fingers crossed, we'll get married in the centre circle. The
29th of May is a fairly significant date though. The cup final, if I'm not mistaken. That doesn't say much about your ambitions in that tournament.
If we get to the cup final, which fair enough we might do, then it's hopefully put back to the Sunday, which we've got contingency plans in order, so shouldn't be a problem. And the prospective Mrs Holt is quite understanding about all that, is she? Very understanding. She's really excited at the moment, like most women are really. But she's looking forward to it. You're one of a few players who, it's been suggested, are knocking at the door of a first Scotland call-up. How do you feel about international football? Is that something that would mean a great deal to you? I've never really thought about it, to be honest, until this season. I think it was Mr Durant again who kind of bummed me up to the papers right at the start of the season after we had a good start, saying that I should be in the squad and things like that, and then people started to take notice. But it never really bothered me. I'd never thought of it before. All I really wanted to do was play football for Kilmarnock, and I've done that. I won the cup, so I think there's not much else I can do. I'm quite happy. I'm doing what most people dream of doing, and I was quite enjoying that. So now people start talking about international. I can't say I don't want to play international, but if it happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. Scotland isn't your only option, though, is it? I mean, you do have a few alternatives. As I understand it, Northern Ireland and Canada, a push you're eligible for, as well as Scotland. How patriotic are you? Very, very patriotic. Most people who know me know I'm Scotland through and through, but certain teams have abundance in players in certain areas, whereas other countries might not have. And I've got to look to what's my best option, A, at the moment, and B, for my future. So patriotism aside, would you think of perhaps putting football first and going to play for another country? I think I would, and I don't think anybody would grudge me the fact I would do it. You only have to look at the boys that went to play for Jamaica. You can't really argue with them. They got to play in the World Cup. How many people can say that? Yes, they might have been born in England, but it doesn't mean you're English. So if it betters my career and also helps myself and my family, then I will look at every avenue. Laurie McMenemy's not been chapping at the door yet, though, is he? No, not yet. I don't think he's got my phone number, but that'll get organised. But we'll need to wait and see.
It's a traditional time to take stock. Charlie Nicholas has been doing just that, and now takes us through his Scottish Premier League team of the season so far.
We're now at the halfway point of the season, so I've decided to pick my top team from the 10 clubs in the new Scottish Premier League. But as usual, these things are never easy. But let's get right down to it and get to the man between the sticks. Well, it's between three for me. Robert Douglas, very impressive at Dundee, Jonathan Gould, back from injury, and Gordon Marshall of Kilmarnock. And I plumped for big Gordon Marshall, an ex-teammate of mine from Celtic days. The man with more clean sheets this season than anybody else. I think they've been strong all round defensively, Kilmarnock, only 11 league goals let in so far, but I think he's been absolutely outstanding. Under pressure, Ibrox. He's called on big time, and he stands up to the challenge. I came to rely on him now. He's a good shot stopper, but also good reactions. Well, now a very experienced goalkeeper, but I think his awareness of the situation has impressed me all season. Compared to the same stage last season, this season has seen 39 pure goals scored. That's because the standard of defending has been extremely high, but these guys in particular have caught my eye. A lot of good defending this season. Tom Boyd, Jamie McGowan of Motherwell, Kevin McGowan, Stephen McMillan, an experienced duo of Malpass Dundee United and Ray Montgomery, Kilmarnock. Gary Naismith, young player with lots of talent, Newman of Rangers, Paul Ritchie, Greg Shields Dunfermline, and of course Alan Stubbs of Celtic. But these are the four I decided to go with. Kevin McGowan's been impressive, Arthur Newman, Greg Shields a surprise for some, and Alan Stubbs. Well, no surprise there should be another Kilmarnock player in here. Kevin McGowan for me has been very impressive. Reading the situations very well, and I think learning along with the experienced Ray Montgomery. Always under pressure, but you've got to be aware where the danger is, and he does that here. Also, good distribution. Not enough defenders for me like to pick passes. Well, Arthur Newman's been one of the best buys that Dick Advocat has had. Good defensively, always strong, but I love watching him going forward. Great pace and very direct. But when he gets the opportunity to make that final pass, it's usually a telling one, as Rod Wallace found out here. Now, Greg Shields might surprise a few people. I don't think there's been a lot of great credit for Dunfermline this season, but I think he has been the one consistent player. Good knowledge defensively, still fairly young, but Dunfermline's all about getting full-backs forward and getting good crosses in. Another good supply for Andy Smith. And of course, when he gets the opportunity to have a go himself, he's keen. Celtic's Alan Stubbs is having another outstanding season. He's got great ability, but great awareness to his defensive duties. If you give him time to make passes, this is what happens. It's a great feature in Celtic's play. It's both feet, and it's lovely and fluent, lovely weighted pass for Reggie Blinker. Last year's top 2 player awards went to midfield players Craig Billy and Jackie McNamara. Now, I think it's the area of the pitch where the game can be won and lost most easily. And I wouldn't be surprised if the awards this year went to someone from this group. Well, Ian Duran's been outstanding, Barry Ferguson, the young talent, Gary Holt, who has impressed me throughout this season, and Ian Jess of Aberdeen. A lot of different style of players here. Paul Kane, St Johnstone, Paul Lambert, Van Bronckhorst of Rangers have all been impressive throughout. But I've went for Ian Durant of Kilmarnock, young Barry Ferguson, Gary Holt Kilmarnock, and Van Bronckhorst. 2 from Rangers and 2 from Killie. Well, Durante's been impressive all season, and since he's moved from Rangers to Killie, has really got a creative ability that I think few at this level have. Great patience on the ball, but he'll work space tremendously well, and he's also got great passing gifts. Sometimes you need this to win matches, and on this occasion it got them the penalty to do so. I think his coach Bobby Williamson has told him to get more strikes in goal. This will do. The young maestro who looks up to Durant is Barry Ferguson of Rangers. This is what I admire in this kid. Again, good patience, but brilliant ability. 4 players, just skips by them simply. Doesn't do enough of this at times, but when he does, it's impressive to watch. Well, I think this part of the game is his biggest strength, the weight of the pass, especially a forward one, which Wallace has thrived on this season. And of course, the most improved player in Scotland for me, Gary Holt. Everything is workmanlike, but his teammates must just admire this guy. And Chelskis is ever so quick, but he doesn't give up. He's just always there. And I think in the end, frustrates Chelskis. He battles away. He likes to play off Durant and Matt Riley. And look at this for tenacity. And now he's also scoring goals. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst is an impressive left-footed player. So there's a nice balance about the midfield. Creative and lovely weight again. But good running off the ball stuff. And look at the angle he picks up from Alberts' pass. What a lovely strike. Well, I think you could see him pick up one of the 2 awards in Scotland for the players this year when you see this talent. But obviously, as an ex-striker, I am more critical than most of forwards. But the 5 I've shortlisted are all different types of player, but vital to the way their teams play. Yep, different styles, but Billy Dodds, Jim Hamilton, Henrik Larsson, Jerome Varai and Rod Wallace have all been very impressive indeed. Decided to go for the 2 top goal scorers in Scotland, Henrik Larsson of Celtic and Rod Wallace of Rangers. Well, Henrik Larsson for me has been the player of the season so far, and I thought his motivation would be a bit of a problem when Wim Jansen departed in the summer. But how he makes experienced defenders like Colin Hendry here look vulnerable is just talent in itself. Great link-up, man, but what he's done this season is score goals when Celtic have struggled form-wise. There's a link-up, 1-2 with Donnelly. Great vision and awareness. But he's got brilliant body strength. There's the awareness of the pass for Phil O'Donnell. Well, Rod Wallace this season has proved to me that you don't have to go and spend millions. A free transfer, and he's thrived on playing for Rangers. This for me is still one of the goals of the season. He started the move, and he's on the end of it with a quality volley. But just like Larsson, when his team haven't played well, he still managed to find the net with a lethal finish. So here it is then, the Nicholas 11 from the first half of the season, and I think it's got a lovely balance about it. The man with most clean sheets is Gordon Marshall in goal, with Shields, Kevin McGowan, Alan Stubbs and Newman at the back. Gary Holt midfield with Barry Ferguson, Durant and Van Bronckhorst. And the 2 most dynamic finishers in the game so far, Henrik Larsson and Rod Wallace. Well, I wonder how many of these names will change by the end of the season.